Hello everyone, welcome to Groups Master. This is UPSC Group 1 Mains Revision Series Science and Technology. In this video we are going to discuss about fermentation, that is topic 7.4. This is our official website groupsmaster.com. Please visit this website for further information and updates. What is fermentation? అంటే ఈ విధంగా డిఫైన్ చేయొచ్చు. Fermentation is a metabolic process that converts sugar into energy, gases or other byproducts. The process is typically carried out by microorganisms such as yeast or bacteria, and this process does not require oxygen. Let us see types of fermentation. The first one is alcoholic fermentation. This is the process by which sugar molecules such as glucose and fructose are converted into ethanol, that is alcohol, and carbon dioxide. This process is used in the production of beer, wine and other alcoholic beverages. Yeast is the most common microorganism that is used for alcoholic fermentation. Next is lactic acid fermentation. It is the process by which sugar molecules such as glucose are converted into lactic acid. This process is used in the production of fermented foods such as yogurt and pickles, and it also occurs in the muscles of animals during intense exercise. Lactic acid bacteria are the most common microorganisms used for lactic acid fermentation. Next one is acetic acid fermentation. This is the process by which ethanol is converted into acetic acid by certain bacteria. This process is used in the production of vinegar. Vinegar produce చేయడానికి acetic acid fermentation యూజ్ చేస్తారు. అలాగే yogurt and pickles లోని మనం lactic acid fermentation యూజ్ చేస్తాం. These are the three types of fermentation. Next is process of fermentation. The process of fermentation can vary depending on the type of fermentation and the microorganisms that are used in the process. Let us see some general overview of the process and the steps that are involved in the process of fermentation. First one is preparation. The substrate or the material to be fermented is prepared by adding the necessary microorganisms and nutrients. The substrate can be liquid such as fruit juice for alcoholic fermentation or milk for the lactic acid fermentation. Next one is inoculation. The microorganisms added to the substrate, also known as inoculation, and the mixture is left to ferment. The microorganisms will begin to consume the sugars in the substrate, then produce the desired byproduct. Next step is metabolism. The microorganism will use the enzymes in their metabolic pathways to break down sugars into the substrate. During the alcoholic fermentation, the sugar is converted into ethanol and carbon dioxide. During lactic acid fermentation, the sugar is converted into lactic acid. ఇది మనకి మెటబాలిజం స్టెప్లో వస్తుంది అనమాట. నెక్స్ట్ స్టెప్ అనేది growth. As the microorganisms consume the sugars, they will begin to grow and reproduce. The population of microorganisms will increase as the fermentation continues. Next step is byproduct formation. As the microorganisms consume the sugars, they will produce the desired byproduct. Alcoholic fermentation produces ethanol and carbon dioxide, while lactic acid fermentation produces lactic acid. Next step in the process is aging or maturing. After the desired level of fermentation has been reached, the mixture is left to age or mature for a period of time. During this time, flavors and textures of the fermented product will continue to develop. Next step is harvesting. The fermented product is then harvested and may be further processed such as filtration or pasteurization before being packaged and sold. ఈ విధంగా ప్రాసెస్ ఆఫ్ ఫర్మెంటేషన్ ని ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయొచ్చు. నెక్స్ట్, వాట్ ఆర్ ద అడ్వాంటేజెస్ ఆఫ్ ఫర్మెంటేషన్ అంటే ఈ విధంగా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయొచ్చు. ప్రిజర్వేషన్. ఫస్ట్ వన్ ఇస్ ప్రిజర్వేషన్. First advantage, fermentation can be used to preserve foods and drinks by slowing down the growth of harmful bacteria and increasing the shelf life of the product. Next one is flavor enhancement. The fermentation can add unique and complex flavors to food and drinks. For example, fermentation process contributes to the distinctive taste of cheese, yogurt and pickles. Next advantage is nutritional value. Fermentation can increase the nutritional value of food and drinks by breaking down complex carbohydrates and proteins, making them more easily digestible. Next advantage is increased probiotics. Fermentation can increase the number of beneficial bacteria or probiotics. Probiotics are beneficial bacteria in the food and drinks. Which can have health benefits such as improved digestion and stronger immune system. Next advantage is cost effective. Fermentation can be a cost-effective way to produce food and drinks as it does not require expensive equipment or additives. Next advantage is sustainable method. Fermentation is one of the most sustainable method of food production because it does not require large amounts of energy or resources and it can be done on a small scale. ఈ విధంగా అడ్వాంటేజ్ ఆఫ్ ఫర్మెంటేషన్ ని ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయొచ్చు. Thank you very much. If you really like this video, please subscribe to Groups Master YouTube channel.